Canelo Alvarez has no drug test for his fight with Edgar Berlanga. And it is a tragedy, travesty, and all of the above, according to Victor Conte. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we've got the czar of cheating, Victor Conte, out here talking again about fighters from the PBC not testing, doing random testing for the fights coming up. And in this instance, he's talking about Canelo Alvarez. Now, before I get into that and what he said, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It means a huge difference to the channel. But let's get into this because, look, man, performance enhancing tests for performance enhancements are very important in the sport of boxing. You have a bunch of different organizations that do it. You have USADA, you got WADA, you got VADA, you've got certain states, their commissions will do the test. But seeing as performance enhancers in sports are so widespread, it is absolutely important that they take place. So Victor Conte came out and said that there is not to date any testing that he knows of for the fight coming up between Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga, and that he is very unsatisfied with the transparency of the PBC as it comes to testing. Now, here's my problem. Number one, just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it's not taking place. Let me repeat that. Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean that it's not taking place. And also, transparency. What exactly do you need transparency into? Do you need transparency into the fact that they took the test? Or do you need transparency into whether or not they passed the test? Which one? Well, kind of both. You need to know that they took the test, and you need to know that they passed the test. But how can you know both? How can you provide transparency? At the same time, you can find out if they tell you that he passed them when it's over, you know then that there was testing. And there's your transparency. If he pops dirty, and you find out that he popped dirty, well, there's your transparency. Because you know that he had to be tested in order to pop dirty. What Victor Conte is asking for is for announcements to be made and all around boxing on a consistent basis, or maybe specifically to him, what protocol that any particular fighter is taking. Now, I have to tell you that seeing as Victor Conte is the one asking, I don't really know whether or not he should be getting it. One of the issues that really was raised during the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney post-fight, when Ryan Garcia popped for Osterine, one of the strangest spectacles in all of that was the reaction of Victor Conte himself, who started releasing information from VADA that he shouldn't have had access to. He released the fact that he popped dirty, How did he get that information? Why should he have access to that? The transparency for Victor Conte should not extend to him being able to get actual documents, confidential documents that were given to the people actually involved in that testing, which are Ryan Garcia's people. What transparency was there for him to get that? That's too much transparency. He shouldn't have had it. He also knew the levels of ostarine that was in the system for Ryan Garcia. More transparent information to him that he shouldn't have. And why shouldn't Victor Conte be able to see everything ahead of time, know everything ahead of time about what's going on with the testing with multiple fighters? Because Victor Conte should not be trusted with that information. Because Victor Conte has admitted in court to using inside information to get people over on tests. Not every bit of information that is out there is supposed to be shared by everybody. And when Victor Conte talks about transparency for Canelo and Berlanga, and don't get me wrong, I hope there's testing. And I am almost 100% sure that there is testing. Almost 100% sure, because over the many years that I've heard the same thing be said, there's never been a case where I found out that there was no testing at all. There was only Victor Conte complaining about not knowing about the testing. And why doesn't he know about the testing? He doesn't know about the testing because maybe it's not VADA. And again, as we went through everything with VADA, as it related to Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, but specifically as it related to Ryan Garcia, there was all kind of reasons why somebody may not want to use VADA to test themselves. When you have somebody like Victor Conte, who is so obviously interconnected with it, that it can be completely open to all kind of stuff happening with it. Why? Because of the past that he's had and his admission that with that information, he could, if he wanted to do it, do something with it. And guess what? Victor Conte is not the only person that could. So maybe they say, hey, man, we're not really going to tell people what agency we're not going to go with VADA. Because VADA is Victor Conte, obviously, and we don't want our information out and spread all over the place by him before it actually comes to fruition. If you listen to the way Victor Conte did Ryan Garcia, do you really want to use VADA? So I just find the whole thing very interesting. Definitely, there should always be a highlight on Canelo because Canelo popped dirty before. Popped dirty for clenbuterol several years ago and wound up getting suspended in between his first Gennady Golovkin fight and his second Gennady Golovkin fight. But, dude, they didn't need Victor Conte to do that for him. So they don't need Victor Conte now to tell everybody what's going on. But anyway, I just find the whole thing interesting. I think it's another pitch to sell VADA. And I'm telling you, I still think that connection between VADA and Victor Conte, I don't know, man. It just doesn't look right to me. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.